Something with mediation. This is a very special episode for me because this is my first time doing a podcast in English. And with me is Anat Sela, which is a mediator also. And my name is Nadav Nishri. I'm also a mediator. We are both from Israel. We are divorce mediators and civil mediators. And this small mistake is making me say from the start that's to make it that everybody will understand. This is my first time.
Put it on the table.
Put it on the table. I will make mistakes, but it's very important for us to do this podcast in English. We got a lot of other episodes in Hebrew. But since we have got a lot of people that coming to us from Europe and the United States and people in Israel that speak English, we wanted to do this episode in English so we can explain what is mediation, what is the new partnership mediation method that we work with. And maybe some answers, some questions that people are asking us a lot of the times, and make all this process, the divorce process, the big crisis in a family life easier, and even if what we are looking for, to make it a jump start for the future, for a better future. So this was the introduction. Anat, you want to say something for how did you become a mediator? You know what? Let me start with that.
So I've been working for many years with people in different life situations. Mm-hmm. I've been working a lot with refugees and people in the margins of our society here, and I think during COVID time, first of all, I'm separated. I'm divorced myself. Mm-hmm. And I've been through the process myself. And COVID time has given me some time to think about how can I bring all the skills and all this working with people that I've been doing for so many years to bring new aspect to it and to bring all my experience to something that is, it's maybe weird to say, but it's positive.
It's positive. Why is it weird to say?
Because when people think about divorce, they think, oh my God, this is the worst thing that has ever happened to us, and the worst thing that will happen to our kids, and the worst thing, breaking a family up, and what are we doing, and how are we going to go through this? And my experience shows, and I think many other people also, their experience shows that it can be, at the end of the day, also a good thing. It's a new beginning. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's a process, like you said. It's a new beginning, and that's why I think I just was looking for doing something good, but in a different way.
So why does mediation?
I remember reading on your websites, and we met. I remember a few times, and we discussed what you were doing, and it was fascinating to me, and. I did the basic course, the basic mediation course, and it just felt so right. If you have people skill, then that's the thing to do, is to take the people skill and help people put their lives, that seem to be in chaos, to help them get control, regain control over their lives and their future and the future of their children. And it just clicked.
Okay.
It just clicked.
And then you did the basic course, and then you came to the expert course.
Exactly, and then we did a practicum, and yeah.
And since then, a lot of water has been in the Jordan. Yes, because you made a lot of mediations, helped a lot of couples, help a lot of kids. It's most important.
I think that's the thing that and that's what we're saying also to the people that come for mediation, is that what they're doing is good for themselves, but it's also the best thing for their children. And for the future of
we say divorce don't hurt children. the way you do the divorce can really hurt the children.
Yes.
So what we are trying to do, what we are doing, is to help the family, help the parents, be not to manage the stress, to manage the crisis.
Take control, gain control of the crisis.
Don't give it up. Don't let other people do it. You do it yourself
and
without
turn
help.
it into an opportunity.
Exactly.
It's turn it from a crisis to an opportunity.
And how do you do it? What is when people are meeting us? Mm-hmm. How does it start?
So I think the first thing is the transparency. You know, they know what is going to happen. Mm-hmm. They come and we explain to them what is going to happen. And at the end of the day, we're sitting in the room as facilitators. And the whole process is them talking between themselves. And it can be very intense, and it can be pleasant even, and it can be very intense at times. Mm-hmm. But they're talking. They're talking to each other.
You know what I love about this? Because, as I said, it can be very stressful. Mm-hmm. We are sitting here with somebody I used to love, but I want to be as far as I can from here. But now, since we got kids, we need to talk about the future, and it's really, really hard. But I keep reminding them that in the end, after we will finish, and we will finish, they can look at it. They will be able to look at the past with a lot of proud, mm-hmm. because they took the biggest conflict in life, the biggest crisis, and they made it their own. They made it by themselves. We were just there to help them do it.
To facilitate.
To see what is right for them. Maybe to offer them, because we've been through a lot. So we know maybe you can do this, maybe you can do this. But in the end, this is your process. Yeah. And since it's yours, you can be very, very proud. And it's a great model for the kids. It's a great model for yourself, for the environment, for the family, for the friends, that I didn't give up on being a parent. I made myself a better parent because I manage everything. And this is what we are doing.
And I think even more so, I think that once they cross this bridge, mm-hmm. the bridge of the process of mediation, and they get to the end of it, they're able to pass any other crisis they might have as parents.
I also believe
together. Even if they have differences of opinion, even if disagreement on certain issues, they've done the process of discussion. They managed to have a conversation, even though they might be hating each other at that moment, even though they can't bear each other's presence at that moment. And I think it even helps them to be able to be close again later. Not all of them. Some of them may stay
it's okay.
very businesslike and only communicate about child issues, child-related issues. But it gives some sort of quiet, and I think it gives the confidence that they will manage together anything that has to do with the new family arrangement.
Okay. That's I love our job. We are doing great. I want to explain to the audience, what we are doing. What is the new partnership mediation? Well, mediation, as people know, is a system that a mediator helps people to go to find solutions. Now, in our method, we don't help you find. We don't find it for you. We help you find it. How we are doing it? First, we are looking at the future. We keep all the time looking at the future. First of all, because it's easier to look at the future than to look at the past. The other thing is that when you look at the future, you can imagine what you want from life. What is more important for you? How do you look in the future with your kids, with your family, with your friends, in your work? What will make you happy? What will make you satisfied? What will make you live a life to remember? Exactly like that. And it's something strange because when you are in the middle of the crisis, usually you look just on the floor, on what is nearby. And we are asking and helping you to look to the future, what you want in the future to be. And when both of the parents are doing this method and looking to the future, they can see that they want the same things. They want the kids to have a good life. They want security. They want to be. They want stability. They want to be happy. And after we help them say and put on the table what is most important to them, we're starting to find the solutions to make it happen. Mm-hmm. And then we're starting to drill down in all the aspects of the family life. It can be economic, it can be times with the kids, holidays, sickness days, war, if we're in Israel, and everything that can happen, health, geography, where we live, when we study, where everything is going to be, and we help them to answer all the questions that can be in the lifetime until the kids will grow up, and even after that. And after we are helping them answer all the questions, we are making them an agreement. Now, this agreement, I see you want to say something.
Yes, because I want to say that it's not only that we're looking at everything that we can expect, because we're looking at all the possibilities. And I think part of our role as mediators is to ask to make it difficult, in the sense of asking, what if?
What if?
So what if this happened? What if that happens? What would be if?
Yeah.
And try to bring up all the possibilities and options that maybe the couple even is not thinking about. And I've had couples who said, well, no, but we know that that's not. We know that we're gonna solve it. Don't worry, we're gonna solve it. And I'm like, no, we have to think about the solutions now. We don't want to, we don't want to leave it in the air.
Yeah.
But we're also looking at how to solve things that we don't know are going to happen, because we know that you can't put everything in the agreement. Life can be unexpected, and it's very dynamic.
So we don't just tell you, look, you gotta choose what to do in this situation in just make up. We know things that can be, those things that will be with other family members, with new spouses.
We're also talking about how are you going to deal with situations that we cannot expect.
Exactly.
What are you going to do if a situation arises that we're not thinking about now? And I think this is something that is very unique, because I don't, when I read, posts of people who've been divorced and who got divorced through the court or through other mediators, they don't have this mechanism of how to solve problems that you could not expect. And people, they have an agreement for 5 years, a divorce agreement, and then something happens and they're like, what do we do now? How do we solve this? We see things very differently. What are we going to do? Should we go back to the court? And I think this is something that is unique, is that we look also at how to solve in the future situation that we could not expect during the mediation.
Yeah, I want to say from that our purpose is not the agreement. Mm-hmm. The agreement is just a piece of paper. What we are looking for is a method, a system that will make the parents work good together. That they can take the agreement, and it's important. And the agreement must be spelled right and written right, and everything will got to be closed to the inch, the final details. But after that, after he's getting the court stamp, the court approval, the best thing for the agreement is to go to the lowest drawer and stay there. Because if the parents, and when the parents, they made a good process together, it made them be able to work as partners, new partners. Now we're not spouses, now we are partners, partners in parenting. And then if there is something wrong, we know what to do, because from the start, we know we are looking for the best for our kids, for ourselves. And we know that there is not a situation that one of the parents will have a good life and the other parents will have a bad life. That doesn't work. Life should be good for both parents and for the kids. And when they understand this, and when they understand that from this big crisis, it's a big crisis.
Big crisis.
And they know now they solve these problems together. They understand they really got a good partner for the future. And the future doesn't mean to be as the same as the past, because this is the past. We were where we were. We've been where we've been. But now we are new people. We grow from that. And this is all for all the process. This is what we are thinking. This is what we are saying. This is what we are helping the people to see, which is very different from people that going to the court, when the other people are telling you what to do with your life, with your kids, which is for me, it's not reasonable.
It's not reasonable, and it's a complete. I think it's a feeling of, that you lose control. You lose
on
control
your life,
over your lives and over the life of your children. And I know people who've been divorced through the courts, and it took them so long to recover from the process.
Yeah.
And to be able to communicate with one another on daily issues. That
and
are
that's the best life with the kids. They are in the house. You can manage them. You can be a better parent. And instead, people are going to courts, gave up, letting lawyers do their job. I studied law for 4 years. And there was I'm not a lawyer, but I got a degree. I didn't want to be a lawyer. I understood from the start this is not for me. I'm looking for something else. And it's incredible for me that there isn't even one class, just one class about kids, about emotions. And we know that divorce is about emotions. It's about for the kids. The property is very simple. The money is simple, but when you understand that everything that you will do will have an immediate effect on your kids and on your well-being, this is not something that the law is dealing with.
Exactly. The law doesn't take this into account. The law looks at the numbers. The law looks at what are the practices, and that's it.
That's it.
But I think that takes me back to what you said before, that in this process we're looking at the future, that our main focus is the future. At the same time, this process, I think, because there is a discourse, because there is conversation, and like you said, it can be very intense. It can be very intense. But while looking at the future, it's inevitable that things from the past will come up. And, we're not therapists. It's not a couples therapy. It's very different from couples therapy. But it does give the space. I think the mediation process gives the space for the couples to process the past. So we're looking at the future, but at the same time, it allows us to process the past.
Yeah, if you can see, this podcast is also on video. And we are filming it and recording it in my mediation room. And you can see in the video that it's a very nice room. It's very cozy and it's comfortable, and with a lot of air and sunshine, because we want the atmosphere to be like that you will feel comfortable to talk about the thing that is bothering you. And if there is something that you want to say, you can say it, and you will have the opportunity to make the other side understand you. Because when we understand, then we can understand. From that, we can build the understanding. If you are listening, we can make the understanding.
The shared understanding. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to agree on everything.
No, exactly.
That's why I'm saying it's not a couples therapy where, we have to come to terms with one another and forgive or forget. But it allows us to, we put things on the table. I heard you. I acknowledge what you said. And you acknowledge what I said and how I feel. And now we can move forward. Now we can look at the future.
Exactly, because we know, we understand each other.
Yeah.
And now we can build the future. And this is, this room, it's very important for people that in a crisis not to make any decisions. Because when people are in a crisis and the stress is very high, the decision that we are making, they are not the best for us.
True.
Maybe it's the same decision that we can make, but if we are doing them in stress, there will always be a sign that maybe we did something wrong, maybe we felt pressure, and exactly the question mark. So what we are doing here is to take the stress down, build a safe place. The mediation room is a safe place that everything that you say is here. They can't take it out. Yeah. They can't take it to court. They can't take it outside. It's a safe place to say whatever you want to say. And we are here for that. You can say everything. But you gotta understand that the other side is hearing that. Mm-hmm. And maybe you will say something that will make him feel also stressed and upset. And it's okay. But then we can understand each other. But after we are dealing with this, we are talking about the emotion, we're taking everything out, then what is happening, and we are putting our mind in the future, it will take a week or two, a session or two or three or four. Basically, most of our process is about 10 hours, 4 or 5 meetings. This is the average time that the mediation process took. And then after you go to the end, you will feel that you can leave the past in the past.
Yes.
You can now look at the future, and you see from in front of you someone else, someone who is a partner, is the father or the mother of your children, and is a partner. Because if you will be sick, he will be there for you. He will take the kids, and if you want to go to abroad and you got to stay more days in work, he will be the person that will help you. And if we understand this, that we are all together, we are just one unit, living
in a different arrangement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
In 2 houses. So if we understand that, and we are now building it, it's making the parenthood so enormous, so significant, because we took the biggest conflict in life, and we know people sometimes go to court and give up on managing their kids. Yeah. But what we are doing here, and every month we are working with dozens of people, couples all over Israel, and also abroad, because people are working with us from Zoom and video conference, and we see them in the start when they are afraid and full of question marks, and not know what to do, and they read about in the internet that it's like this and it's a war. And when they come to us, and in the first meeting that we are keep doing for free, this is the first meeting that we are letting them know that we want to earn their trust. So it's a free meeting with no obligations.
It's a get to know us meeting.
It's a getting, exactly.
Yeah.
So we explain about the process. We are answering all the questions, and only then, after we gain their trust. And it doesn't important if they got trust to each other. It's great, but it's not. But this is not the significant thing in the start. What is important is that we will get the trust, and they will get all the information that they will need, in this.
So they can trust us, and they can trust the process.
Exactly.
Because I think sometimes what I see is that even during the process, in the difficult moments, people might, it can raise doubts, because why are we doing this if we're in the mediation room and we're still, discussing the difficult stuff, and we're still, we have disagreements, and it can raise. But once you trust the process, then I think that if you trust the mediator and you trust the process, then you can go through those difficult moments.
Exactly. I keep teaching my students that you got to trust the process, which is very hard in the start, because you don't know what to do. And we are living in our Western society is all the time is making us all the time think with solving problems, answering questions. And it's very hard for us just to be in the negotiation, to be in the process. We are all the time looking for the next thing. But sometimes, and divorce is this time like that, exactly, that it takes time. It will take time. We don't know exactly in the start what we want. And it's okay. we need the time to think, to breathe, to relax, to look at the future, and we want people to be able to do that.
Yes.
Because things it's so important, because what they will decide here will affect the rest of their life.
And it's very difficult, I think, at that point in time when you're in the crisis to look at the future and to think, what do I want in life? And I think that's why it's a stepping stone. That's why we start with that. Because if I don't know where I want to be in 3 years, in 5 years, and oftentimes, and I say it a lot, I don't know if I say it a lot with women in the process, that oftentimes, and not everyone, but oftentimes, there is such concern about the economy, about, how am I going to provide, how am I going to be independent, and the shadow of this is so big that people cannot think, getting divorced is expensive. And living in 2 houses can be frightening. Sometimes you have to make economic changes in your lives. But, and people just cannot see in the crisis what their lives are going to look like, and especially how they want it to look like. And I think when we start with this and we give it the time to think about these questions, it's a big stepping stone.
It's a big one.
Because if you don't know, then you don't know where you're going. You need to, you choose the paths according to the direction that you want to go.
It's like Alice in Wonderland, when she walked down the path, and she just had the mushrooms experience, and she was very misoriented.
Yes.
And she going to a crossroad, and she can go turn right or left, and she don't know. And then she see the cat, Chester, I think. And she asked him where to go. And he asking her, where do you want to go? And she says, I don't know. So he said, well, it doesn't matter where you turn, you will get there. So in this, when people are in a crisis, and that, it doesn't matter if it's divorce or in a family or any crisis, if you don't know where you are going, you will you will get lost.
You get lost. You can go in circles and get nowhere.
Exactly. And then when people are in circles, this is hard, because we are having kids in the house.
Yes.
And if we don't know what we are doing, they see it, and they see the stress, they feel the stress, and
it becomes a vicious circle, because it's feeding. The stress feeds itself.
Yeah.
And this is why it's so important, I think, this part of the process where we define our objectives, where we're going at. And we see that the road is, even if we go in 2 paths, we're going to the same place. And the roads are sometimes parallel, but at the end...
Because it's the same kids.
Because it's the same kids.
And they're going to the same way.
And at the end of the day, parents always want the same thing for their kids.
Yeah.
Even if they're on individual goals for themselves are different. For the kids, it's always the connecting point.
Yeah. We don't think together how we're going to get there.
Yes.
But everyone wants their kids to have a good life, to be healthy, to be happy, to study in a good place,
to have a comfort life,
Everybody wants that, and when we are putting this on the basis, then and we are making the parents work together on that, they can do it a lot easier. Now, I want to say about our process that we also help with the kids. Mm-hmm. Sometimes how to talk to the kids. Sometimes let's manage all the separation process, because people are coming to us when they are living. Most people, not everybody, come to us when they are living the same place.
Yeah, when they still live together.
And what we are doing during the process is help them doing the separation, moving to 2 places or nesting.
How do we tell the children? What do we tell the children? When do we tell the children?
Exactly. So we and them holding hands all the time, from the first meeting when we gain the trust till the time that we make the goals, then until to find the solutions, to even to the kids, to the separation, to the agreement getting written and getting signed by the court. We are there all the time.
The whole way.
So you will know all the time that there is someone with you that can help you talk, making understand. We don't take the decision for you. We're just helping you making your own decisions, saving your family, saving the money. It's also important. Our process is a lot cheaper than every other process. We are keep doing it because since we are working all over the Israel, we are managing to do prices that everybody can afford. Especially if you put it against the court, it's
uncomparable.
Uncomparable. Uncomparable. Okay, I said. I got the only when I'm in New York, it will take or in Europe, day 2, and I starting to think in English. But when I'm talking Hebrew all the time, I'm sorry. But we gotta do it. But we gotta do it since we are working. We are growing up.
Yes.
We are doing more things outside of this country. I want to say something about this also, because mediation is not just a divorce mediation. Mediation is a method of life, and I will say it also to the camera because I really want people to understand what we are doing here, and this is something for my heart. Mediation is, for me, it's a way of life that can make people work together, not against each other. Because I don't believe that if I will get more, you will get less. I believe that if we will both work together, we will both get more. And this is what we are teaching. This is what we are doing. This is our way. And I know that during these times, when there is all this pressure and fake news and all these politicians that are trying to put us against each other, we need a mediation process. We need a new partnership mediation method to help us people work together. This is why we are doing the mediation course online that everybody all over the world, and you can also do the mediation course. It will happen in the next few months, also in Arabic, in Russian, in Spanish, in Chinese. You can all do these courses in all the languages, because what we are trying to do and what we believe that we will do is to make a universal language that can make all the people. It doesn't matter what your nationality or gender or beliefs are. Everybody as a person, all the persons can work together if we are putting what is combine us, and we all want good life for us, for the kids. And if we are starting to work from that, we can do great things. And this is what we are doing. This is why it was so important for me to do this podcast in English, not just for our people audience that is getting divorced and looking for the best mediators that can help them do to do the best process, but also for all the people that are looking and understand that in these days we need to build a community, we need to build a society that can talk to each other, can work with each other, and really make the people have a better life. So this is why it was so important. This is why we are so proud in our job. It's not a job; it's a quest. It's a life mission.
It's a life mission.
Exactly.
And it's rewarding.
It's rewarding.
It's really rewarding. And like I said, I've been working with people in different situations for 20 years. And people ask me, why now? Why mediation? Why do you want to work with people in crisis? And I'm like, I think this is the first time that I see a process that actually yields results, positive results, and such a positive effect on people's lives. And it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. It takes, it really just about bringing people to sit down, listen, and talk.
Yeah.
And be able to talk to each other.
Yeah. Okay. it was, I gotta say, it was very, very not good, very
Challenging,
not challenging. It was מרגש, exciting. Okay, I just one in English, in Hebrew. It was very exciting for me to do this podcast in English. It's the first one. Mm-hmm. I believe there will be a lot more because we want to spread our word and our mission all over the world. Yeah. And we'll do. This is why my third grade teacher told me in English, you got to learn English so you can do good things. She was right, and I want to thank you, Anat, for coming here. And if you want to meet me or Anat, Hebrew, English, and we also got French mediators in the office, and we are working with other mediators with other languages. That you can come, and we'll be very happy to help you. And for the audience also, I will ask you, please share this video, share this podcast. Let us help us come to other people that can use our
spread the good.
Spread the good. Exactly. Help us do that. Put a follow up in Facebook or Twitter and a podcast. And all over you can send this podcast. And
people have questions,
yes,
issues that they want us to discuss.
You can write us, exactly. You can write us to us, and we'll
appear. They want us to make more in
exactly.
English or
okay. It's a good idea. If you got any questions, send them to us, and we will do it also in English. Mm-hmm. There will be a lot of episodes in Hebrew with a lot of answers, but we can do everything in English. It will be also good. Just let us know what you want, and we will do it. And visit our website, nadavnishri.co.il and nishrimediators.com. There is 2 websites, one for the school and the civil mediation, and one for the divorce mediation. And thank you for listening or watching, and goodbye, and see you next time.
See you next
Thank
time.
you, Anat.